We won't start quite yet.
Yeah.
Jason, you good? Yeah, thank you. All right, he's good.
Good? All right. Good evening. We will call this special city council meeting for the city of Auburn to order. We are virtual for all of our council members, as well as a very small crew here in city council chambers. Teresa, will you please call roll?
Deputy Mayor DeCoursey. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Give us 1 second.
Deputy Mayor, if you try it again.
Go ahead and ask for him one more time.
Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Councilmember Baggett.
Here.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Jiraj.
I think he will be coming in, but we'll excuse him for the moment.
Councilmember Malinga.
Patrice.
Here. Councilmember Stearns.
We will also excuse him for the moment.
Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. We have a quorum, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we will move forward. Under item 3, announcements, proclamations, and presentations, I will call your attention to the first item. It is printed in the packet, something that we typically don't do with proclamations, but this was an emergency proclamation that I signed on March 20th and wanted to provide the information to the council as well as the public in a more formal manner. I will read the proclamation. It says, emergency proclamation, a proclamation of emergency related to COVID-19 and the city's commitment to provide a continuing response. Whereas on February 29th, 2020, the governor of the state of Washington proclaimed a state of emergency due to COVID-19. Whereas on March 5th, 2020, I issued the City of Auburn proclamation, which proclaimed an emergency due to COVID-19. Whereas on March 18th, 2020, I issued the City of Auburn proclamation of emergency and temporary moratorium on residential late payment fees and supporting Governor Inslee's March 18th, 2020 order providing additional assistance and protection for residential tenants. Whereas on March 20th, 2020, I signed the City of Auburn proclamation of emergency and temporary moratorium on commercial evictions. Whereas, in addition to the public health and safety issues related to the spread of infection, the economic impacts of COVID-19 are significant and threaten to undermine the stability of City of Auburn residents and businesses. Now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, proclaim as follows. Section 1, as authorized by Auburn City Code 2.75.090, I hereby direct city staff to identify opportunities to assist Auburn residents, small businesses, tenants, and other people in Auburn affected by COVID-19. Such opportunities may include reallocation of funding, additional programs, modifying existing city policies and procedures, and amending certain city codes on an interim basis to better serve the city during this time. Section 2, as authorized by Auburn City Code 2.75.090, I hereby direct city staff to authorize the use of payment plans associated with utility billing for customers experiencing hardships related to COVID-19. Section 3, as authorized by Auburn City Code 2.75.090, I hereby direct city staff to authorize the use of payment plans for other city services when appropriate in the city's director's discretion, and to allow for the extension of deadlines faced by city customers that are established under city code and not otherwise mandated by state or federal law. Section 4, as authorized under Auburn City Code 2.75.090, I hereby direct city staff to waive charges for commercial properties requesting temporary shutoffs for water utilities in an effort to avoid monthly base fees for water, sewer, and solid waste when there is to zero consumption and in recognition of the economic hardships related to COVID-19. Section 5, I hereby ask that the City Council also identify opportunities to assist Auburn residents, small businesses, tenants, and other people in Auburn affected by COVID-19. Such opportunities may include reallocating of funding, additional programs, modifying existing city policies and procedures, and amending certain city codes on an interim basis to better serve the city during this time. Section 6, as soon as practicable, I will advise and consult with the City Council with respect to all actions taken under the authority of this proclamation, dated and signed March 20th, 2020. All right, and now we will move on to ordinances. We have ordinance number 6767. Deputy Mayor, did you have a motion that you wanted to make?
I do, Mayor, and sorry for not acknowledging earlier, I was on mute, now I am unmuted, so hopefully everyone can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, under our council rules of procedure, we are required to bring ordinances before the council before we actually move them, and those are usually done in study sessions. So prior to the motion for the ordinance, I would like to propose a motion, and I move to suspend City Council Procedure Rule 0.1, subsection N, subsection 2.
Thank you. We have a motion from Deputy Mayor DeCoursey. Do we have a second? We have, Councilmember Trout-Manuel.
I second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey, did you want to speak to that any further?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, again, this is a required to suspend the rules in order for us to take action on ordinances at special meetings. So this will allow us to proceed without having this come before a study session.
Thank you. Council, are there any questions or comments? Seeing no hands raised on this virtual screen, I will ask for all those in favor of ordinance number 6767, an ordinance temporarily waiving late fees for utility, oh, no. That was just for the suspension of rules. My apologies. All those in favor of the suspension of the rules, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Motion passes to suspend the rules. Now we will move on to the actual ordinance. Ordinance number 6767, an ordinance temporarily waiving late fees for utility accounts and airport fees, superseding certain sections of the Auburn City Code requiring payment of such late fees as set forth in Auburn City Code 12.56.045, 13.06.300, 13.06.511, 13.20.390, and 13.48.120 in light of a declared public health emergency related to COVID-19. Do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to adopt ordinance number 6767.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Baggett.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. As we expect to have a severe economic impact on COVID-19 on Auburn's residents and businesses, the city is proposing a temporary suspension of water utility shutoffs, as well as the waiver for certain late fees and charges. The ordinance will temporarily supersede sections of the Auburn Municipal Code as identified by the mayor, which requires water shutoffs for delinquent utility accounts and late fees assessed on delinquent water, sewer, and airport consumption and usage. And these sections will be waived until determination of the civil emergency proclaimed by the mayor on March 5th or no later than June 30th, 2020.
Thank you. Are there questions or comments from council? Hearing none, all those in favor of ordinance number 6767, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, please say no.
Aye.
Motion passes. Under resolutions, we have resolution number 5506, a resolution ratifying emergency proclamation 2020-03, establishing a temporary moratorium on residential tenant late fees related to late payments. Do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to adopt resolution 5506.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember
Second.
Malinga. Councilmember Malinga?
I second.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. Since we know this is a rapid progression and Washington State continues to have a issue with perhaps threatening life and health of people as well as the economy from COVID-19, and as the governor recently expanded protections for residential residents in Washington State for the next 30 days, and on March 18, 2020, the mayor issued an emergency proclamation establishing a 30-day moratorium on residential tenant late fees related to delinquent payments, and supporting the governor's March 18th order that provides additional assistance and protections for residential residents. Our Auburn City Code with this resolution is hereby modified.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? Councilmember Trout Manuel, did you have a question or a comment?
Yes, I did. I was wondering, so after the 30-day moratorium comes to end, will this be brought back to council, and will we be able to extend it further if needed?
So if we need to, we will certainly bring it back prior to the expiration in order to extend if council so wishes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of resolution number 5506, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Passes. All right, resolution number 5507, a resolution confirming the appointment of Kendra Como as the city attorney for the city of Auburn. Do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt resolution 5507.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Your Honor. As being a participant in the interviews we conducted for the position of city attorney, it's my honor and pleasure to make this resolution to affirm the appointment of Kendra Kogu as our city attorney for the city of Auburn.
Thank you very much. Council, questions or comments? Councilmember Malinga.
No question.
All right. Any other council members? Councilmember Trout Manuel?
I just have a comment.
Yes.
I am so excited to be able to have her join our staff and continue doing a great job.
Thank you. All right. All those in favor of resolution number 5507, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Passes. I would like to also share my appreciation for the job that Kendra was doing as our interim city attorney, and I am so pleased that we are able to remove the title of interim from her title, and hopefully Kendra will be with us for a long time. Kendra is a hometown girl, if you will. Grew up in Auburn, and so that makes it extra special that we are able to have her confirmed by the city council as our city attorney. And on that same topic, as council you probably saw, we also removed the title of interim from Chief Dan O'Neill's title, and he has become our permanent chief of police. All right, resolution number 5508, a resolution ratifying emergency proclamation 2020-04, establishing a temporary moratorium on commercial evictions. Do we have a motion? Do we have a motion for resolution 5508? Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt resolution 5508.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Baggett.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. This is another step we are taking, an appropriate step to assist our businesses within the city, and this proclamation and resolution provides a 30-day moratorium, as the mayor outlined, on commercial evictions.
Thank you. Councilmember Malenga, did you have a question?
No, I was raising my hand, but, yeah.
To second? Okay. Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none on my virtual screen here, all those in favor of resolution number 5508, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, please say no. It passes. All right, we are at the end of the agenda for this special meeting, and since it is a special meeting, there may be no items added to the agenda. So for this meeting, we are adjourned, and council, it will be on the same line for the 5:30 study session. So you can mute, and we'll be back at 5:30 for Deputy Mayor DeCoursey to take over for the study session. Thank you very much.